Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. We'll be spending another hour and a half together in what I call the bootcamp, sometimes called a retreat, sometimes called a sanctuary. So someone asked me, he says, well, what exactly are the differences? Well, let's go back to the days when we had these 19 monks walking from Texas to DC. And the head monk, the Venerable, always says, today I'm going to have a peaceful day. So, what exactly does peaceful mean? Well, if you think of what we do here is a retreat or a sanctuary, then having a peaceful day means that you want to escape from the cruelty, you want to escape from the chaos, and just chill and have a peaceful day. It's like recharging your battery. It's a good thing. But that's not exactly what Buddha taught. Buddha didn't teach meditation as a relaxation, as a therapy. Buddha teach meditation to weaponize your mind. So to follow the true Buddha's teaching is to confront the cruelty, confront the chaos, confront the hate, but not to be consumed by them. It is, in fact, to find your peace in the middle of the chaos. I remember I told this story many times. There is a monk that I like who was actually born in the United States of Korean parents. Their parents, being immigrants, want the best for the child. And he did his best. He was a good son. He went to college like he was supposed to do. He even got an MBA from Harvard. But after he graduated, he decided that he did what he was supposed to do, and he was looking to do something of his own. And he decided that he wanted to be a monk. Kind of an interesting lifetime career choice. And so he wanted to go back to his heritage. He wanted to go back to Korea and search for a monk that could be his master. And finally he found one. And he wrote to him and he says, I'd like to come visit you to see if you would accept me as your student. So the monk says, okay. So he got the address and took his flight and landed on this temple. And he was surprised where the temple was located. He was thinking that it would be high in the mountain, birds and flowers and breeze and all that. But instead, the temple was located in the middle of a market, busy, noises, people yelling and chickens and pigs and all that. And so he talked to his master. He says, this surprised me. He says, why would you put a temple in the middle of chaos? And he says, well, if you can find peace here, you can find peace anywhere. So it's your choice. You can think of it as a retreat, as a sanctuary, give you temporary relief from the real world. Or you can think of this as a boot camp where you sharpen your life, weaponize your mind, and you can confront the chaos, confront the real world, and find peace there. So today we're going to alternate, every week we alternate, and today we're going to focus more on finding peace in our body. Last week, the week later, we're going to find peace in the mind, focus more on the mind by focusing more on the breath. But today we're going to focus on the body. And the exercise that we're going to do at the very end is a very famous Qigong exercise of Indian heritage, brought to us by a yogi about 1600 years ago, a yogi named Bodhi, who actually turned out to be the founder of the Zen meditation technique. So let's focus on the body. Let's do some massage, acupressure, tapping, guasa, all of these different exercises that we do to clear the channels of life energy, what we call chi. Let's come back to our body, focus on the very bottom part of our spine. Let's move up the spine towards the top of the head, very slowly, very mindfully, as if we're stretching each of the joints, increasing the distance between the joints, one joint at a time. Now we're going to lean back, and as you lean back, for sure, you're going to feel like, oh no, don't do that. I'm going to fall over. Well, no, you won't fall over. Just lean back and confront your fear. But at the same time, feel the energy in you as you lean back, as you put the weight on your spine and not using your back muscle. Now focus on your shoulder, lift up your shoulder all the way up, all the way up. And then now open your shoulder as if you're squeezing a tennis ball in the back. And now relax your shoulder, relax your spine. Now focus on your forehead, lean back your forehead, put the ears on top of your shoulder. Again, you feel the lightness because you're putting the weight on your spine and lessen the dependency on your neck muscle. But now I want you to focus on your chin and just kind of tuck in your chin slightly to put the top of the head on top of your central nerve system, your spine. We're going to do some massage, starting with the fingertips. We're going to work from the fingertips all the way to the toes. And we're going to work from the top of the head all the way to the bottom of our feet. Now I want you to focus on the left hand. And then I want you to bring up your left hand. Take a look at your fingers. Take a look at your palm. Now I want you to bring out your right hand. Use your thumb and just kind of very gently massage the tip of each of the fingers. As you do that, I want you to ask yourself, where's my mind? Oh, my mind is somewhere else. Well, there can only be two places for the mind to go. One is in the past, one is in the future. I want you to convince yourself that there's no reason to focus on the past anymore. It's gone. It's done. And I want you to convince yourself that maybe for now, let's not focus on the future. Let's just focus on the present. Now we're going to move from the fingertips to the joints. Again, I want you to use the right thumb and massage the joints all the way around. As you do that, I want you to anchor your mind on your joints, and I want you to make some observation. Observe your body. See if there's any change in your body, change in your fingers, change in your joints as you massage. Is there any heat, any sweat, any numbness, any pain? One joint at a time, one finger at a time. Now we're going to move from the right hand to the left hand. I want you to do the same thing. One joint at a time, one finger at a time. And practice keeping track of your mind. Once you finish one joint, let it go. Go to the next one. Once you finish one finger, let it go. Go to the next one. Now we're going to move from the palm, the center of a palm, to the back of a hand. Again, we're going to massage from the tip of the fingers first. This time I want you to use the thumb and the index finger and just kind of squeeze the two corners of your fingernails, one finger at a time, one finger at a time. Now I want you to go from the left hand to the right hand. Same thing, one finger at a time, and just kind of squeeze the two corners of the fingernails. And again, we're going to come back to the joints now, massaging it from the back of the hand, one joint at a time, one finger at a time. Keep practicing your mindfulness. In this case, mindfulness just means anchoring your mind on your body when you move, anchoring your mind on your breath when you're still, whether you're sitting, standing, or lying down. That's the practice. And now I want you to come back to the palm of the hand, massage the entire length of the fingers. And then back to the right hand, entire length of the fingers in between the joints. And then now again from the back of the hand, entire length of the fingers from the bottom to the top. Same thing on the right side. Okay. All right. So now we're going to massage. We start from the fingertips. We're going to work all the way up to the shoulder. And now I want you to open up the fingers. See this valley in here? I want you to take the right thumb, use the edge of the thumb and kind of massage in between the fingers. Now, these places that we massage actually have special meanings. They're energy points. Okay. They're the energy points. All right. And then now I want you to hold up the fist and then use the edge of the thumb again and massage in between the knuckle. From the left hand to the right hand. Now I want you to massage the back of the hand in between the fingers. So if you take the right thumb and just kind of slide between the bones, massage that and massage that. All right. Okay. Now we're going to do 3 energy points that are called yang energy points, meaning that they're influenced by the sun. Okay. And in the back of the hand, the first one, you can start with index fingers. You come to the wrist, you bend your wrist slightly, you use the right thumb, you push down, there's a dimple. Okay, so that's a good point. Increase your yang energy. So what happens when you have yang deficiency? Well, you feel very cold. Your feet are very cold. Your hands are very cold. You don't have enough circulations. So this one opens it up. Okay, very famous, called the Pond of Yang, right here. Same thing. Now there's another 2. This one actually is what we call the triple warmer energy line. There's another one right outside the thumb. It's right here, right here. So if you bend your thumb back, you can find it right here. It's very easy. And just kind of do some acupressure here. And then do some acupressure here. And then the same thing on the little fingers, come back on the outside here. And then on the outside here. So those are the 3 energy points that are very famous for improving your flow of the yang energy. Now, we use the word yang and yin. Yang is influence of the sun. And then yin is the absence of the sun. It's just day and night. Day and night. In the daytime, when you have sun, is back in the days when we were living in the cave, that's when you're outside the cave. In the modern language, that's called fight or flight. The yin is when you're in the comfort of the cave. In modern language, that's called rest and digest. It's the 2 autonomous nerve systems that we have, okay? All right, so now we're gonna come back to the thumb, right? We left out the thumb, so massage the thumb all the way around. Okay, and then massage the right thumb all the way around. Now there's a very special part of the thumb is right here. If you think of the thumb as a drumstick, it's just right here. So now I want you to use the thumb and the index finger, form a pincher, and just kind of pinch this area. This area is very well known for strengthening your heart. Okay, and on the other side, kind of pinch it a little bit. And then I want you to use your knuckle and kind of drill into that. There's an energy point here. Drill into that. And then the same thing, drill into this. All right. So the back of the hand is this yang. The inside of the hand is yang, and the inside of the hand is yin. Okay. So the name that we named them. This is called the triple warmer. This is called, we named them after large intestines, small intestines. And then inside, this is the pericardium, and then the heart or the mind, and then this is the lung. So right in the middle, there's an energy point. So again, we take the knuckle and we drill into that. So as we age, our heart function decreases, right? And that causes our heart to work much harder, which one of the symptoms is high blood pressure, right? All right, so now we take the center of the palm, put it together and kind of rub it, right? Right? And then we use the right hand, put that on top of the left hand. So with the center of the palm is on the back of the hand. Squeeze the fingers and just kind of rub that together. Massage the fingers. The other side. Massage the fingers. Okay. All right, so now we're ready to do some Qigong exercise with the fingers. So again, we come back to the back, come back to our spine, stretch your spine up, lift up a shoulder, lean back, open the shoulder, and then relax the shoulder, relax the upper torso. And then now we're going to take our hand, focus on the fingers, close your eyes, visualize the thumb, take the thumb and the index fingers, put them together, and then squeeze as hard as we can. Now the thumb and the middle finger, and squeeze as hard as we can. Now the thumb and the ring finger, squeeze as hard as we can. And then finally the small finger, squeeze as hard as we can. Now we take the thumb, put that in the middle of the index finger, and squeeze as hard as we can. Middle finger, ring finger, and then the small fingers. Okay, now we're going to continue with the second set of finger exercise, which has to do with the coordination of the fingers and the brain. And again, we sit up straight, lift up our shoulder, lean back, relax. Now we're going to bring up our right hand. We're going to close our hand one finger at a time. We're using a left brain right now. So first the thumb, then two fingers, then index, then the small fingers. We're going to put down the right hand, bring up the left hand using the right side of our brain. Thumb, two fingers, index, little fingers. We're going to bring up both fists, and we're going to squeeze as hard as we can. And then put down the left hand using the left brain right now. We're going to open up the fist, one finger at a time, in reverse order. Small fingers, index, two fingers, thumb. Left hand, small fingers, index, two fingers, thumb. We're going to stretch our fingers as hard as we can. And then we're going to say to ourselves, we did that. That was the first time. Now we're going to continue. This is the second time. Thumb, two fingers, index, little fingers. Left hand, thumb, two fingers, index, little fingers. Squeeze as hard as you can. Right hand, little fingers, index, two fingers, thumb. Left hand, little fingers, index, two fingers, thumb. We're going to stretch as hard as we can. Now we say to ourselves one last time, thumb, two fingers, index, little fingers, thumb, index, two fingers, index, little fingers. Squeeze as hard as we can. Little fingers, index, two fingers, thumb. Left hand, little fingers, index, two fingers, thumb. Stretch as hard as we can. We're going to sit up straight, put the palms together, fingers tips touching. We're going to squeeze as hard as we can. We're going to lift up our elbow. And then without separating the palm, we're going to stretch down, feel the stretch on the wrist. And now we're going to do some tapping, all 10 fingers touching. We focus on the fingers, and we're going to count as we tap 30 times. Get ready, go. Okay, now I'm going to cross the fingers. I'm going to tap that 30 times. Go. Okay, now we're going to tap two very important energy points in the inside of our hand. And one is along the small fingers. We're going to form a V with the palm and tapping the meaty part. Okay, get ready, sit up straight, get ready, go. Now we're going to do the opposite, touching the thumbs this time, forming a V pointing down. Get ready, go. Okay, now we're going to tap the outside. And the outside, there's one energy point on the outside along the small fingers is named after the small intestines. And now we're going to bend our hand so we see the line across right at the edge. This time we're going to fold our hands flat like this, rub the fingers, tap this energy point 30 times. Get ready, go. Okay, now we're going to do the opposite. This one is named after the small intestines. The other side along the thumb is named after the large intestine. There's a indentation here. We call it the merging valley. And if you push down, it's very obvious. You take the energy point that we worked on, you put that on top, you sit up straight, and we're going to tap that 30 times. Get ready, go. We're going to do the opposite. Okay, and now we're going to do some acupressure. Okay, now we're going to come back to this point, this energy point. This one is actually very magical. It's part of the lung meridian. And one of the things that's known for is for relieving pain. The other one's good that is known for is reducing your high blood pressure. And so to do acupressure here is very simple. You open up your hands, you see the ridge in here. You take your thumb, you see the line across. You put the line on the ridge, you push down with your thumb, but you take the right hand, you put that outside of the left hand, because when you push down, you kind of want to lean towards the index finger. Okay, get ready. Push down, you feel numbness. Okay, now do the same thing on the other side, but now you take the left hand, you put that outside the right hand, and you push down. Okay, that's one energy point. Another one is right here on the inside. We've done the outside. Now we want to do the inside. This one is very famous for improving the quality of your sleep. So you push down. Maybe you push down and kind of massage it a little bit. Either way is fine. Same thing on the other side. And then there's one that's very famous. You bend your hand so you can start from the wrist. You measure 3 fingers right in the middle. You put the thumb inside. You put 4 fingers on the outside. This one is known for your heart. And then the other one. And then there's one more energy point, very easy to find. You bend your elbow. You take your thumb, you just push down. This one is known for high blood pressure again. And then on the other side. Okay. Now there's one more energy point, and just want you to be mindful of that. If you take your thumb, you go all the way to the elbow. That energy point is very famous for improving your kidney. Same thing on the other side. Okay. Now the next exercise we're going to do requires some kind of tool, and most of you have that. You can use a ruler. You can buy a guatsa tool. Someone spell that for me. Guatsa. You can buy that from Amazon. People actually use it for their face. Or you can take someone mentioned that you can take the cap of the jar. That works too. Or you can just use your knuckle. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lucila. All right, so we're going to do this systematically because there's three meridians inside, 3 outside, right? All right, now we're going to start from the elbow to the wrist, all right? So you take your tool, you start from the center of the inside of your hand at the wrist, at the elbow. You go down all the way to the wrist, and you come back, okay? Now you move up and you locate the bone. It's the inside of the bone, again, from the elbow to the wrist. And then now we scraped the bone. And then now we're going to work on the outside, which is named after the large intestine, again from the elbow to the wrist. And now we're going to scrape the middle, which is called the triple warmer. And now we're going to scrape on the outside along the small fingers, again from the elbow to the wrist. And now we're going to scrape the back of the hand, the fingers, the thumb, and back. And again, starting with the small fingers, the middle, the thumb on top of the bone, inside, in the middle, and then finally along the thumb on the inside and all the way to the elbow. Okay, now the other side. In the middle, move up, and the bone outside, the center, and on the outside along the small fingers, the back of the hand, the fingers, Okay, and the small fingers. Okay, now you know I mentioned that I have these tools all over my house. I have one here, one by the place where I read or watch TV, one by my bed when I get up, when I find myself waking up in the middle of the night, knowing that perhaps it's my carpal tunnel hurting me. So you remember I said that I used to do that 2, 3, 4 times, sometimes even, just to relieve the pain. Pain comes from inflammation, and so relieve the inflammation, and I feel much better. It's a very good technique. I took 14 days off, right? Every time I take some time off, I only have one destination. I travel around the world already. So I've been to probably somewhere between 35 to 40 countries. And now the only country I ever visited is Japan. And so the 2 weeks that I'm there is my therapy. And so what I do when I go there, first of all, I stay away from people, stay away from big cities. I go to the villages where they have onsen, hot spring, and I check into the local inn and I do my hot spring therapy 4 times a day, right? One when I check in before I dinner, one after dinner before I go to sleep, one in the early morning before breakfast, and one after breakfast before I check out. And the hot spring basically improves your circulation. And when I come back, I don't find a need to do any of that. Of course, then life gets real, and then stress accumulated, and I back to the therapy again. But my point is that if you could do exercise, do what we do here, you watch your diet, you can cut down on your inflammation. And inflammation is the reasons why we have all these lifestyle diseases. Interestingly, the Western medicine doesn't look at it that way, and because they have specialists. So if your heart has problem, well, you have a heart specialist. If you have kidney problem, you have a kidney specialist, right? So they separate all these problems into components, where in fact they're all related. They're all related to chronic inflammation, and chronic inflammation comes from just circulation of your life energy. Okay, and again, I go to Japan for the hot spring. Hot springs have all these minerals, and it's been known to improve your health. That's why people in Japan, at least in the villages, live a long time, right? Circulation, exercise, food, right? All that, meditation. All right. So now we're ready to do some more work with our circulations. And so come back to our body, stretch, lift up our shoulder, open our shoulder, lean back, relax. And we're going to point all 10 fingers towards the camera. Lock our elbow. We're going to roll up the 4 fingers. We're going to push down with the thumb. The 4 fingers are the springs. We're going to wind up the springs, but we're going to hold it with the thumb. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. See, all these exercises that we do are just to improve circulations. We do massage, we do tapping, we do guatsa, and then we do this dynamic finger work. Okay, now we're going to continue to do more of these circulation work. So now we're going to lift up our shoulder, open the shoulder as far back as we can. There are 2 energy points here, part of the lung meridian, named, I would call them the gate of cloud. Now we're going to take our hands again. We're going to form what's called a lotus hand. We're going to take a thumb and the middle fingers, touch them together, and then we're going to stretch out the other 3. We're going to take this lotus hand, put that in front of our shoulder. And once again, we're going to open up our shoulder. And if you can, rotate your hip forward and lean back. So you put some pressure in the back of your lower back. Okay, now get ready. Back of the hand facing the camera. 1, back of the hand facing the camera. Come back, lotus hand, sit up straight. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? Now we started the fingertips, we go all the way up to the shoulder. So this exercise that we just did, very good for carpal tunnel inflammation. This exercise we did with the shoulder, very good for frozen shoulder, which is inflammation again, right? Improve circulations, reduce inflammation, and then you stay away from all your illnesses, right? All right, so now we're gonna work towards the top of the head. And so I want you to sit up straight, take your hands, your thumb, kind of find that dimple right on both sides of the neck. Now this energy point is very important, all right? It's called the palm of wind. Now I want you to take your thumb and just kind of massage. Now the reason we name it after wind is nerve. So when you don't have enough circulation that comes to the top of your head, you're going to feel some pain in here. So I want you to massage that first. Now I want you to take the thumb and push into that cavity. I want you to lean back, hold it as if you're squeezing a rubber hose, and then relax. Now I want you to take the right hand, 4 fingers, put that on the left side, sit up straight, and then grab the left side of the neck and pull it towards the right. Doing the same thing on the other side, push down with the 4 fingers, grab the right side of the neck and pull it towards the left. Now I want you to lift up your left ear, you take your right hand, you massage the bottom of your ear. That happened to be the beginning of your vagus nerve. Now I want you to massage across, but I need you to whisper to yourself and say, relax, relax. Okay, now do the same thing on the other side. Massage the bottom of the ear and then just move across. Relax, relax, relax. Now I want you to take the left ear, push down, and then massage this corner, and then massage down along the bone. Relax, relax, relax. And again, you need to learn to whisper to yourself, okay? And then relax, relax, relax. Now I want you to take your thumb, massage the corner, and then move towards this cavity and stop in the middle. And then just massage. Now you feel the stress right there? Oh man. All right. Now I want you to take your thumb, locate the cavity again, but this time squeeze it. Thumb on one side, finger on the other. I want you to move to the middle of the neck and squeeze again. And now I want you to move all the way down. You can grab on 2 sides and squeeze again. Now I want you to take the right hand, use the part of your thumb and massage your neck. Do the same thing on the other side. All right. Now we're going to massage the left side of the neck. First, you're going to sit up straight. All right. Now you're going to turn that towards the right and look down so you see this tendon. Now you take the index finger and just kind of scrape on that. Scrape on that. And then now you're going to look straight ahead and look up and then kind of scrape this. This is where the lymph nodes are. Okay. And then you want to massage the top of your shoulder. You see the cavity here. This is called the well of the shoulder. Now you move back. There's another cavity right here. You move a little over to the shoulder. There's another one, a little bit, another one. And then there's one right here, right? See, you feel a lot of pain on your shoulder. And so we do this, okay? Now the other side. First, look straight ahead. Turn your head to the left. Look down, okay? Right here. Scrape. And then look straight ahead again. And then look up. Scrape. And then massage the shoulder, the back of the shoulder on the outside, a little bit more, and then in front right here. Okay, a lot of pain. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've done the neck, both the back, then the left and the right. Now we're ready to do the face. Okay. So I want you to come back to the center of the palm, and I want you to put the two together. This is the only energy point that can relieve energy. Actually, when you do that, it creates some infrared, some heat. So I want you to form an empty hand, put that on your left eye. You take the other hand, empty hand, you put that on your right eye. You sit up straight, you open your eyes. And then if you see light, you move around until you don't see light. I want you to see only the darkness, okay? Now you come back, get ready, first time. And then put that on your eye. Open your eye. Second time. Put that on your eyes. Open your eyes. One last time. Put that on your eyes. Open your eyes. Okay, now I want you to massage the forehead. Massage in between, on the both sides, your nose, and then all the way down. And then once again, all the way down. Now massage the side of your face, and then put the center of your palm on top of your temple and massage. Now I want you to massage in between the eyebrow. Oh, that's a lot of stress there, huh? Now further a little bit up. Oh, yeah. And then all the way to the top. Oh. Now I want you to use index finger and massage on top of the eyebrow. A lot of stress there. Now I want you to put the beginning of the eyebrow massage there. Okay. Now I want you to massage the forehead. Move up, massage the part of the brain that is responsible for your cognitive function. Further up and a little further back. That's the part that is responsible for your memory. A little further down, the small brain responsible for your motor functions. Massage your neck. Massage on top of your ear. Back to your face now. Massage. And then massage the fingers. Now take index fingers, put that in the beginning of the eyebrow. We're going to massage around the eyes. So 3 energy points on the top, 3 energy points on the bottom. So push down, hold it, and then put the fingers in between and just massage your eyebrow as if you're squeezing toothpaste. Now take your right thumb, put that at the corner of your eye, go woo, like this, okay? Very gently. Do the same thing on the other side, very gently. Okay, now take the index finger, put that at the corner of your eye. Sit up straight. We're going to do some eye exercise. I want you to close your eye. I want you to turn your eyeball up as if you're looking at the ceiling. I want you to turn your eyeballs to the right as far as you can. I want you to look down at the floor and then to the left. Come back to the top. We're going to do clockwise, okay? Okay, get ready. Up, right, down, left. Up, right, down, left. Up, right, down, left. Come back to up. We're going to do counterclockwise. Left, down, right, up. Left, down, right, up. Left, down, right, up. Open. Oh, very bright, huh? Now take 2 fingers and just kind of massage from the corner of your eye to the corner of your mouth, all the way to the chin. Second time. One last time. Now I want you to take 2 fingers, the index finger, put that below your eye bag. Now go along the outside of your nose. You feel the bone, and right below the bone, push down and push up. That's where your sinus. Hold it and then relax. And now take your index fingers, just kind of massage right here. And then take all 4 fingers and massage right here. All right? Okay, now we're going to massage the ears. We're separate into 3 parts. There are 260 energy points in your ear. That's how important your ears are. It reflects every single energy points in your body. That's why the Chinese believe that. That's why the ear takes the shape of the fetus. Because all that energy points in the fetus is reflected here. So we separate into 3 parts. We take the thumb, we put that on top. We take 4 fingers, put that on the outside, we massage. Then we put it in the middle and we massage. Now we take the index finger, put that below and massage the back. Now we massage the tip, we yank, massage the edge, all the way to the ear loop, massage and then yank. All right. Leave the thumb in the ear, behind the earlobe. Take the index finger, put that outside the ear and massage. Now we're going to massage the back of the ear, which is important to reduce your blood pressure. We're going to work on the rim. And then we're going to take 2 fingers, massage the corner and all the way down. One on the ear, one on the skull, all the way down, massage. All right. Now we're going to the other side. First, massage the rim. Massage the corner, massage the back of the ear, all the way to the bottom of the ear. Okay? All right, so we're going to do one more thing with the ear called drumming. Right? We'll take the hands, put that behind, we'll close, stretch, and then 1. Second time, 2. One last time, 3. Okay? All right? Now we get to the top of the head. We're going to do some more tapping. Now the top of the head is energy point called the 100 meet. Everything comes together. And then front, back, left, and right, there are 4 energy points that are called, it's hard to translate, but it's for smartness. All right, so sit up straight, lift up a shoulder, open the shoulder, lean back, relax, turn the head backward, tuck in the chin, take all 10 fingers, put that on top. We're going to go up and down. I want you to focus on your fingertip, count as you tap 30 times. Okay, now I want you to tap all the way down to the until you get to the bottom of the feet. So the energy point right here, energy point right here. Open your shoulder, lean back, relax, turn your head to the right, bring up your right hand, form empty hand, put that on your left shoulder, fingers on top, palm of the hand in front. Listen with your left ear. Get ready. Wake up. Continue. Sit up straight, open the shoulder, lean back, relax, turn the head to the left, left hand, empty hand. Put that on the right shoulder, fingers on top, palm in front. Listen with the right ear. Get ready. Wake up. Continue. Now we're going to move to the armpit. There's 8 cavities that are called longevity cavities. 2 right here, 2 right here, and then there are 4 more on the lower part of the body. This one is along the meridian that we name after the heart or the mind. They're the same. And then just move all the way here. So one thing that is that we want to maintain this muscle, right? We don't want to lose this muscle. And so we're going to do some stretching here. Later on when we get on the floor, we're going to do more of that. So we're going to take the left elbow. We'll put that on the top of the head. Sit up straight. So you're stretching this, huh? Now you take your fingers and you just pinch upper part of your right ear. You turn your head to the right. You bring up your right hand. You form empty hand. You put that on the armpit. You listen with your left ear. Get ready. Wake up. Continue. Now we're going to do the same thing on the right side. Take our elbow, put that on top. Sit up straight. So we're stretching this muscle. Pinch the left ear. Turn your head to the left. Left hand. Empty hand. Right ear. Get ready. Wake up. Continue. Now we come to the elbow. The elbow is very important. It has all 3 meridians, right? So we're going to lock our elbow, take the right hand, put fingers on top, palm on the side. We're going to lift up a left hand, palm facing up, all the way up until eye level. Turn your head to the right. Listen with the left ear. Get ready. Wake up. Continue. And then the other side, lock your elbow, palm facing up, left hand, wrap it around your elbow, right ear, get ready. Wake up, continue. Okay, we're going to do one more thing before we move to the lower part of the body. We'll come back to the belly button. Use the palm, massage your belly button. And then top, bottom, left, and right, there's 4 energy points. And then all the way around are the large intestine. Massage that. Okay. All right. So now we're ready for the lower part of the body. Let me try to change camera angle. The only one I cannot change is people who are inside timer. You're not going to be able to see, because once I set it up, I cannot change angle. But let me try this. Okay. Let me try this. Again, I cannot do that with the inside timer. All right, sorry. And then same thing on the other side. All right. Okay, everybody's happy? Okay, so now we're going to do some more tapping. Maybe I'll turn like this. Okay, we're going to do some more tapping. And we're going to first tap inside, which is the energy, the yin energy line, the name after the splint. We're going to find the angle of a knee, measure 3 fingers in, and then push that. Okay, now we're going to take the fist, we're going to use the outside, and we're going to tap that 30 times. So make your kind of flexible. Go, ready, go. Okay, now with the pair, they come in pairs. So this is splint, this is stomach. Now in front, so come back to the knee, and then we're going to measure 4 fingers, locate the bone on the outside of the bone. And again, use this part right here, and put that here, close the knee 30 times. Now we're going to measure another 4 fingers. Again, locate the bone on the outside. Get ready, go. Okay, now we're going to go all the way down to the angle. You can't quite see it on inside timer. Okay, but because I changed camera. Now, locate that what is that called? That's angle, yeah. And no, what is that called? I forgot. Okay, measure 4 fingers on the outside. Get ready. Okay, now we're going to work on the inside of the thigh again. This one is related to the kidney. Liver. Get ready, go. In the middle. Now we're going to work on what's called the gallbladder energy line. So we close the knee, go from the knee to the hip, divided into 3 parts. This first one, get ready, go. Second one. Okay, now we're going to work below the knee. Find the knee right here, okay? So, and you take your fingers, you come up. You can't go anymore. That's right here. Get ready, go. And then in the middle. Okay, all right, so now we're going to work on the back of the leg, which is the energy line that we name after the gallbladder. We're going to find the calf. Now the calf is what's called your second heart. Okay? So as we age, it's important that we continue to exercise. I recommend walking, either or if the weather is not good, at least walk in the hallway. Keep walking so you're not going to lose this calf. Now, right below the calf, there's a very important energy point. I want you to take that and put that on your right knee. And then I want you to tap that 30 times. Do the same thing on the other side. And then tap that 30 times. Okay, now we're ready to do some exercise, massaging our toes, right? Again, on the inside timer, you're not going to be able to see too well. I'm going to try to find a compromise. Okay, actually, you're not going to be able to see at all. And okay, now, first you open up your toes. You use the edge of your right thumb and you massage in between the toes. Apologize to those in inside timer, right? I don't mean inside timer. I'm sorry. That's why you said it works on inside timer. Jen says it's working. I meant to say Patreon. It's not working on Patreon. Okay. All right. So now I want you to, but after you massage in between the toes, I want you to take your big toes and your second toes, open it and massage in between. And then massage again, and right before the two bones join together, do some acupressure here. And then massage. Now this one is the liver meridian. Okay. All right. So now you take your feet, you turn it upside down. You bend back the big toe. You see this tendon, and I want you to scrape the tendon. And then relax. Scrape the bottom of your feet. Scrape the heel. Scrape the ball area. And now I want you to massage your toes. First, the beginning, the tip of the toes, and now in between the toes. And now I want you to massage, scrape the arch, starting here all the way to here. Scrape the arch. I want you to scrape behind the ankle. I want you to measure 4 fingers above the ankle, locate the bone, massage below that point, and then massage the entire part of your, in between the calf and the bone, okay? Now I want you to come back to the center of the bottom of your feet, not a geometric center, but right below the ball area. I want you to take the right thumb, use this part to massage. This is a very important energy point. I want you to take the toes, bend it backward, then take the right hand, form empty hand. They fit perfectly, right? I want you to tap that 30 times. Get ready? Go. Continue. Okay, and then now we're going to do this right side. Again, use the edge of your thumb, massage in between the toes. Feel some soreness here. Come back. Open up the toes, massage in between. Before the bones join together, put some pressure here. Massage again. Turn it upside down, bend back the toes. See the tendon, scrape the tendon. Relax, scrape the bottom of your feet. Scrape the heel, scrape the ball area. Massage your toes, one at a time. Massage in between your toes. And then scrape the arch all the way around. And then scrape the bottom of your ankle. And then from the ankle, measure 4 fingers. Scrape the bottom right below the bone. And then scrape the entire length. And then come back. Bend back the toes and massage right below the ball area. And then form an empty hand with the left hand. And we're going to tap that 30 times. Get ready? Go. Continue. Okay. All right. Okay. So, and we're ready for our floor exercise. Okay. So, before we go, just want to say something about what we do here. What we do here. So, depending on the language, depending on the historical context, according to the Chinese, the key to longevity in the modern context is the key to long health span, not necessarily lifespan, health span. Okay, how long can you live while maintaining the quality of life? That's what my definition of health span. That's much more important than lifespan. Lifespan is good, but if you spent the last 20 years looking at the ceiling waiting for people to come change your diapers, that's not such a good idea. So here is all about improving your lifespan. So according to the Chinese, they said it's the harmony between the yin and the yang. Now, we use the modern language, it's the harmony between your two autonomous systems. When you're under the sun, you're in danger. That's how we used to be. So your body has evolved in such a way that when you're in fight or flight, it releases stress hormone. What's the purpose of the stress hormone? Stress hormone, in particular, cortisol, is a steroid. Steroid is there to reduce inflammation. It's a good thing. But then you need to cycle back to the yin, the restorative part, because you can't be out in the sun all day long. First, there's no sun. Second is that it's too dangerous. You go out there for food, or you go out there to eat somebody else's food. It doesn't matter. You're under stress. So you need to come back to the cave. You need to come back to the yin. The yin is called rest and digest. That's when you don't release stress hormone. Stress hormone is good when you need it, but it tears up your body when you don't need it. When you're under stress 24/7, you develop what is called cortisol resistance. You're no longer sensitive to your cortisol, which means that you lost that self-healing power that God gave you, which explains why you're under stress all the time. Which explains why your body's inflamed all the time. So the key to longevity, the key to having sufficient health span is to maintain that harmony, maintain the harmony between the whole autonomous system. So if you think about what we do here is that we're energizing the yang and we're energizing the yin. How do you know it's working? When you have saliva. In the West, we talk about hydration, drinking lots of water. That's because your mouth is always dry. Why is your mouth always dry? Because you're under stress. That's how the body reacts to stress. When you're being chased by tiger, what do you need saliva for? Saliva is to help you digest. It's the tiger that needs saliva. He's looking at you as his food. Right? So body's involved when you're being chased. When you're under stress, it shuts off your saliva gland. So you prioritize, so you don't have immune system is not working, and digestive system is not working, and reproductive system is not working because you don't need them. But then what happens when you don't turn it back on? Right? So one thing that you know that you're doing this right is that you always have salivas. Your mouth is always wet. The second thing that you know that you're doing this right is because your body is always warm. You have good circulation. Okay? 2 things. Remember that. Now, there's 3 more things that you can kind of calibrate to see if I'm doing this right. One is that you don't have insomnia. You sleep well. Not just that you sleep, but the quality of your sleep as well. Second is that you don't have constipation. The third is that you don't have digestion problem. That's when you know your yin and yang is in harmony. The things that you do at night, you do well. You're supposed to go to sleep, you sleep well. The things that you do well at daytime, you do well. You're supposed to take a shit, you did that. You're supposed to digest your food, you did that. All right? It's very simple. Life is really very simple. The key to health span, the key to longevity is don't outgrow your evolution. Okay? Your body is not ready for you. All right, so now we're going to massage the back. This is where the kidneys are. So you put your hands around. You put your hands around where the fingertip touches. You put your fist and you kind of do some pressure here. Now we're going to stretch the back of our leg, okay? Now we're going to stand, locking a knee, put the hands in the back and just kind of roll down, locking your knee, stretching the back of your leg all the way down, as far down as you can, and come back. Second time. And then one last time. Okay, now we're going to bend the knees, massage the back of the knee, and we're going to put 4 fingers in back, and then thumb on the side, look straight ahead. We're going to tap that 30 times. That's one of the 4 longevity cavities in the bottom part of the body. Get ready? Go. Continue. Okay, now one last cavity, longevity cavity is right here. Right here. Now, this happens to be the bottleneck for all the yin energy that comes up, all the energy point line that are responsible for your kidney, your splint, and your liver. Your what's it called? Parapod? Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to tap that 30 times. Okay. Get ready? Go. This is also important because it's closest to your reproductive system. You might say, well, I don't think I have any need for my reproductive system anymore. Well, what you forget is that that is also the source of life, not only for your next generation, but for yourself. Okay, it is that important. All right. So now we're ready for our Qigong exercise. Okay. So we're going to start at the bottom of our feet, right? What is that called? That's called gushing spring. What does that mean? It means that that's the 2 energy point where the earth energy comes up. So I want you to stand firmly with the bottom of the feet. Then I want to turn my toes inward, loosening up a knee slightly so that the knee is not in front of the toe, just slightly. And the reason for that is that I want to activate my second heart, okay, my calf. Now, I come to the top of my shoulder. That's called a well on the shoulder. So I better put the well on top of the spring, huh? So I open up my well and then relax. Now, we're going to push back the forehead, tuck in the chin. So we put this energy point called the 100 meet, where all the yang energy comes in. We put that towards the heaven on top of a central nerve system. Now we focus on the center of a palm. We point that toward the earth. We bring it back slightly so that it's on both sides of the hip. Now the first form is called the spirit boosting palm. So we're going to learn to send a shock wave through our nerve system all the way to the top. Now the way you do that is not to use physical force, but to use mental force. So how do you do that? You close your eyes, but then you're looking at the center of your palm with your eye closed. So where this hand goes, the eye goes. Once you focus your sight on the center of your palm, closing your eyes, then that's where the mind is. Where the eye goes, the mind goes. And then it's mind, body together, then you push. Where the mind goes, the force goes. Okay, now get ready. I'm going to say go, but that's not for you to, that's not the signal for you to push. That's a signal for you to focus and then push on your own when you're ready. Get ready, open your shoulder, relax, go. Now back to the breath. It's very important that you cycle from the energetic to the restorative. Again, focusing on the breath, one breath at a time. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing in, out. Now, if you need to, you can put the tip of the tongue behind your teeth, feel the inside of your mouth, see if your inside mouth is wet. Okay, that's when you know that you cycle back to the rest and digest. Get ready, second time. Open your shoulder, go. Back to the breath. Very important to maintain that harmony. One last time, open your shoulder, go. Back to the breath. One breath at a time. Now, the next one is called pointing the one tail. One tail is the name of this energy point. So you take your thumb, you point it towards your hip without touching your hip. You roll your fingers, 4 fingers. You imagine someone put a bucket of water on your thumb, and you lift up the bucket of water by bending the thumb upward. Bend it as hard as you can. And then relax without lowering your hand. Back to the breath. Second time. Again, relax. Back to the breath. One last time. Back to the breath. Lower your hand this time. Completely relax. After 2 breaths, next one's called beginner's mind. It's the baby's mind. It's what babies do. Well, they start doing that inside the mother of the womb. They put their fingers, put the thumb across the palm. They roll up the 4 fingers and they squeeze. And then relax without lowering your hand. After 2 breaths, second time. And then relax without lowering your hands. After 2 breaths, one last time. And this time, lower your hand, relax. Now you put your fists together, put that in front of your belly button, and you follow your fist, you take a deep breath. And then you relax. Now you bring your elbow together, you focus on your back, and you squeeze open the back, stretch the back as hard as you can, and then relax. Get ready, back to the breath. Second time, touching your elbow, and then open your back, and then relax. After 2 breaths, one last time, and then relax. After 2 breaths, the next one's called fist on top of the head. You bring it on top of the head, you open your shoulder, you open your fingers. You roll your fist, 1 joint, 2 joint, you lock it with your thumb, and you squeeze as if you're putting stress on your heart, and then you relax. So this is very cardio. So 3 part of the exercise combines stretching, cardio, and muscle. Open, squeeze, and then relax. One last time, open your shoulder, squeeze, and then relax. After 2 breaths, the next one called stabbing the shoulder. You open your shoulder, you grab 2 daggers, you point the daggers on your shoulder, and you stab. You feel the tightness in the back of your neck? Yeah. And then you go, relax. Let the blood come back to the top of your head. Second time, stab. And then relax. One last time, open, grab the dagger, point the dagger on your shoulder, and you stab. And then relax. After 2 breaths, this next one is called a cross. You make a cross. You feel the 2 trees on the 2 sides. You're going to push it down, right? Now, how do you do that? You rotate your wrist. You roll your fist, you take a deep breath, you hold your breath, and you push. Second time, lift it up again. Roll your wrist, roll your fist, take a deep breath, and you push. Relax. One last time, lift up your hands. Wrist, fists, take a deep breath and push. This is so important. We're going to do it one more time. We're going to lock the elbow. Imagine a tree in front. Touch the tree. Okay, get ready. Roll your wrist. Roll your fists. Take a deep breath and push. Relax. Second time. Relax. One last time. Now we're going to do some muscle. First of all, this muscle. Okay? We're going to lift our hand, look up. This bar. You grab the bar. You follow the bar as you pull yourself up. And then relax. Second time. And then relax. One last time. And then relax. We're going to continue with the muscle. This time it's around here. So these two basically has to do with your heart strength, heart and lung, okay? So as if I'm grabbing two bow, right? Bow and arrow, and I'm going to open the bow. And then relax. Second time. Relax. One last time. Relax. Okay, now I'm going to collect all my saliva and then swallow. Now the next one is very important. First, I'm going to check the bottom of my feet. I'm going to check the toes, make sure they're pointing inward. I'm going to loose my knee, so I'm activating the calf. Then I'm going to straighten up my back. Then the back of the hand touching. I'm going to lower. Okay, now make sure your knees are not locked, okay? All the way down, I'm going to dip my head, the back of the hand touching, and I'm going to squeeze. Back of the hand touching. Second time. Back of the hand touching. One last time. Back of the hand touching. I'm going to flip. I'm looking at the palm of my hand. I'm going to breathe in. Now make sure the knees are bent, okay? Breathe out. Breathe in. Palm facing forward. Lower your knee. See that big rock in front of you? Push. Breathe in. Breathe out. Completely relax. This is a very good exercise. Using the modern language is perfect for longevity because it combines stretching, muscle building, and cardio. Using the traditional language, the 14 forms activate your 12 meridians plus the 2 primary channel. Okay, it's all there. Okay, now we're going to meditate. We're going to practice a meditation technique from the Chinese called microcosmic orbit. My master gave it a nickname called Wandering Dragon Chasing the Pearl. First, I'm going to adjust calibrate my posture. First, I'm going to focus on my legs. When we sit like a bell, like the Liberty Bell. The legs are the pedestal for the bell, which means that I don't use muscle. It's the legs form a frame. So if you need to, you can put some pillows and blankets below your knee, your thigh, just so you don't use any muscle. Second thing is the same. I don't use any hand muscle, so I relax my fingers, relax my hand. Then comes to the spine. I stretch my spine, I lean back, and I relax. Then comes to the shoulder. I lift up the shoulder, I open your shoulder, and I relax. Then comes the forehead. I lean back the forehead so the ear's on top of the shoulder, and I tuck in my chin. Then comes to the eyelid. I close my eye, but I don't shut it. I just relax the eyelid, so I actually see some light coming through my eyelashes. Finally, it's the tip of the tongue. I put that behind my teeth. I close my mouth. I feel the wetness inside my mouth. Now I'm ready for some meditation. But I meditate on my breath. Particularly, I meditate on my stomach, not on my nostril. The nostril is like the chimney. Your stomach is like the bellow. It's as if the blacksmith is pulling the bellow in and out. That's really where the breathing starts, not at your nostril. So I'm going to focus on my breath. I'm going to feel the change on my breath, feeling the movement on my stomach if I can. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Now I'm going to anchor my mind on my belly button. As I breathe in, I'm going to relax my stomach, pointing the belly button forward. As I breathe out, I'm going to bring in my stomach as if I'm pointing the belly button back. One breath at a time. It's very simple. It's very simple. The difficulty is how you maintain what we call the persistence. Right? It's very difficult to maintain the persistence. Very difficult to be diligent. But that's the whole point. So you just break it up. There's a beginning and there is an end. One breath at a time. So let's sit for 5 minutes. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. I anchor my mind on my belly button. When I breathe in, I relax my stomach, pointing my belly button forward. When I breathe out, I bring in my stomach, pointing my belly button back. One breath at a time. There's the beginning, and then there is an end. At the beginning, I inspect my mind. I ask myself, where is my mind? If your mind is not on your stomach, there can only be two places. One is in the past. No reason to think about the past anymore. The other is in the future. Well, let's deal with the future when the future comes, shall we? Let's just focus on the belly button. One breath at a time. At the beginning is when you practice your determination. I'm going to be committed to this. So from the beginning to the end, that's my commitment. One breath at a time. Then when I get to the end, I ask myself, can I do another one? If the answer is yes, then you recommit for another breath, just one breath. One breath at a time. It's as if you're putting coins in the piggy bank. You put one coin at a time. At the beginning, you commit yourself, you follow through, you put the coin in the belly button, in the piggy bank. And when you finish, you say, I'm going to be putting another one in there, just the same. So here you're practicing both determination and diligence. That's it. Life is quite simple if you just take it one breath at a time. Life is quite simple if you're willing to let go of the past. Life is quite simple if you don't overthink the future will come. Face it when it gets here. Focus on the present. Focus on feeling your life in your breath. I feel that I'm breathing in. I feel that I'm breathing out. One breath at a time. Now we're going to continue to meditate on the breath. But this time we're going to let go of the belly button and just feel a breath. And perhaps you can feel the movement in your stomach a little better than before now. And you feel that as you breathe in, the stomach opens naturally. As you breathe out, the stomach collapses naturally, ever so slightly. It's just that you haven't noticed it. Now I want you to sit up straight, stretch your spine, open your shoulder, lean back and relax. I want you to anchor your mind on the bottom of your spine. As you feel that you're breathing in, I want you to move up the spine slowly towards the top of the head. And as you do that, I want you to stretch the spine until you get to the top of the head. As you feel that you're breathing out, I want you to come from the top of the head, past your forehead, past the bridge of your nose, past your tongue, which is touching the back of your teeth right now, all the way to the stomach. As you do that, I want you to lean back. Feel the lightness in you as you lean back, removing the load on your back muscle, and relax. As you breathe in, I want you to stretch towards the top of the head. As you breathe out, I want you to lean back and relax. One breath at a time. Let's sit for 5 more minutes, okay? And if you want to stay, we'll do a Mettā, loving kindness meditation. Okay, and I'm going to practice loving kindness meditation with you. Loving kindness is one of the four, what we call Brahmavihārā. Loving kindness, compassion, empathy, and equanimity. It's a very important practice. But the building blocks for what is called the four immeasurables are actually gratitude, acceptance. So it's important that we talk about gratitude and acceptance first. It's hard to do. Today is the No King's Day, right? Some of us is already out there doing what we're supposed to do. It's a very crazy world right now. It tells you how fragile is democracy. How our system is really designed for the good people. But if the bad people want to destroy it, it's very simple. There's no safeguard for that. But yet, we have to find the strength to be grateful. To be grateful for what we have. That's the building block. Now, as it turns out, I have 3 people around me who are coming towards the end stage of their life. It could be another 5 years, could be another 10 years, it could be another 10 minutes, who knows. One is my mother. She's right there. She practices with us every day. She's my best student. She has a heart problem, a congestive heart failure, meaning that your valve is swollen. There's no cure for that other than giving you a new heart, and they're not going to do that. You know, she's going to be celebrating her 90th birthday this year. So the best they could do is give you medicine. They give you high blood pressure medicine so your heart doesn't work that hard, that's strenuous. They give you diuretics, which is really horrible. They give you a breath thinner. But all these destroy your organs. And recently, just yesterday, we went for a blood test, and they now said, oh, not only are we destroying your kidney, it seems like we're destroying your liver too. So it looks like she's going to have another group of specialists. Not just the cardio specialists, but the GI specialists looking at her liver. They're all specialists. They all look at one part of your body. They don't bother how everything else works. But that's reality. That's reality. Reality is that we're all given a death sentence the minute that we were born. What's not important is it ends. What's important is in the middle. What do you do with that? That's one. Second one is that I have a gentleman who has been a long-term volunteer at a local temple. And my understanding is that he's coming to our meditation class on Sunday. The problem is that chances are he's going to bring his wife who's suffering from dementia, just like my dad. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how to fix dementia. Even doctors don't know how to fix dementia. But what am I supposed to do to help them? The best I can do is to tell them that they have to confront it. They have to confront the reality of a horrible illness, just like we did when my father was suffering from this disease. The third one is my aunt, who's 93 years old. Yesterday, she wandered into my mom's apartment. They live 11 blocks away. But my mom told me that she actually got lost. And fortunately, they found someone who happened to live across the street and recognized her on the street. And so said, what are you looking for? She said, I'm looking to go to my sister-in-law's house. So Got a call from my cousin and says, I need your help. I said, I don't know if I can help you. These are the reality of life. We were born, we grow, we got sick, and then we die. What do you do in between? How do you live a peaceful life in between? You focus on gratitude. I'm grateful. I'm grateful my father died well. I'm grateful my mom is still living well. I'm grateful that I have a connection with my mom, not just in blood, but in Dharma. I'm grateful for everything I have. I'm grateful for my breath. Every time I take a breath, I'm grateful for my existence. I'm grateful for all the positive energy. Every time I take an out breath, I'm grateful that I know how to accept myself as who I am. That I'm actually able to accept others as who they are. I don't let the anger consume me. I don't let my own anger consume me. So I'm both grateful and forgiving. I may not forget, but I will forgive. So I want you to think about that. That when the world is coming down, crashing down around you, when a democratic society that is built on check and balances are so precious to us, that are destroyed by people who bad will, that I can still be grateful. I am grateful that I can actually now seeing the end of the tunnel. I can see the light now, that this is all going to go away, that the good people will get a chance to rebuild again. I'm grateful that I can actually see that. I'm grateful that I'm able to forgive the people who vote for the wrong guy. That's amazing. I don't see them as evil. I don't. So with that, I'm willing to wish the best for my fellow human beings, for my fellow countrymen, for all the beings in the world, whether they are dead or alive. I will do my very best to energize myself so that I can have a positive influence and wish them health, happiness, and at some point, maybe even peace in themselves. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to visualize around you, starting with yourself, with your family, including your spouse, your parents, your siblings, and your offspring. I want you to visualize your neighborhood, the family that lives on the left, the families that lives on the right, the family that lives across the street, whoever they are, whatever that might have done to you, whether they're good people or bad people. I want you to visualize the city that we live in, the people who need help, the people who have plenty if they want to help. I want you to visualize the world, a part of the world that are in war right now, funded by a tax dollar, killing innocent schoolgirls. I want you to visualize them. I don't want you to feel guilty. I want you to just feel the positive energy in you that starts with gratitude, continues with acceptance and forgiveness. I want you to wish them all happiness, health, and peace. May all beings be free from animosity and negative energy. Sabbe sato abhaya May all beings be free from mental suffering. Sabbe sato May all beings be free from physical suffering. Sabbe sato May all beings be full of joy and protected with positive energy. Sabbe sato sukhi hato May we all be blessed with health, with happiness, and with peace. Namaste. OK， 我哋星期一見嚇。聽日咧，如果你哋想參加我哋9點鐘開始嘅半日禪咧，你9點鐘打開個電視就得㗎啦嚇。希望我可以俾到你哋嚇，或者唔得都唔定。OK，聽日見星期一見。OK， 拜拜。Thank you。拜拜，拜拜。拜拜。Thank you。Okay, thanks everyone. See you all next week. Be good, huh? Okay, stay positive. Don't let them consume you. Okay, that's the point. All right. Good health to everyone. All right. Okay, bye-bye.